Okay.
I think Erased and Konosuba were the two main shows of the season, which is why we spent so much time on them. So I assume it'll be a lot quicker to go through other shows at this point. But watch anything else, Lewis?
I watched up to episode 10 of Phantom World. The
what did you think?
Like, nothing really happens, didn't it? Like,
nothing really happens in general during the show.
Yeah, nothing happens. Like, the first 6 episodes were literally just, here are your characters. And then afterwards, it was just like, oh shit, we don't have a plot. Everyone's cats now. There's... it was very
To be
weird.
fair, everyone turning into cats was the best episode.
It was pretty nice. It was just like, everyone wanted fish, everyone was sleeping, it was nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, nothing happens. Like, it's KyoAni's glass slip, really. Nothing. Well, obviously I haven't watched like the last few episodes, and that entire thing with the device thing that they just randomly picked up at that factory is still a mystery to me. But like,
Episodes 11 and 12. Or is it 13 and 14, my bad?
It's
or
13 episodes.
I got both of them wrong. I said 10 and 11, and then I said 13 and 14.
I don't know what the fuck you're on about. Well, the parents they are doing an OVA, so there is going to be a 14th episode, so I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, the device that you're talking about is in the finale arc. It's just a blatant MacGuffin used in the last arc, which is the 2 episodes at the end, which you didn't watch.
No, I didn't watch this, man. It just, like, I watched all of it today and yesterday, but it just, I was skipping parts of it because I was just waiting for things to happen, and nothing happened. Because when the character things finished, I thought they were just going to move on to something else, but it was just filler for the most part. And like,
would you say the show is like built for filler? Like it's not really meant to go anywhere?
I would say that like the show definitely has possibilities to have a good backing with it, like an entire like. They completely missed the opportunity to have another set of students to act as like a little bit of a competition for the group and act as a little bit of a foil almost, to have like some of the characters be almost a direct opposite of them and just have a nice little bit of tension between them, have a nice little rivalry between them, but literally everything is done by the same 5 people, and that felt weird. It feels like Star Wars, really, the fact that everything is done by them and no one else. It felt bad, and it felt weird, and it felt like
they are the main characters.
Yeah, but
why are the main characters doing so much in this show? God damn it!
No, what I meant is that everything seems to be resolved. Like a big mass problem with every goddamn fandom that's been realized to us. It doesn't really create a sense of urgency because, well, just have big old titty boobies and Muhai here, just kick it up and have that girl sing at it and maybe have her eat it. Like, all be sorted real quick, and then they can all eat whatever they want later. It was just, there's no sense of urgency, and it just fell flat at the end of every episode. Like, even the character arts, when they were supposed to be, like, drama-filled and have us root for our characters, it was just, well, their fandom's gone. See ya. Thanks for coming. Though I would say that Sari Jaime's character, black-haired girl,
Reina.
short, Brana, whatever.
How do you forget best girl's name?
Man, Kaito Uchimaya, best girl. Literally a robot, but still. But her episode was probably the most I've laughed in the entire show, because her entire thing with like her bunny parents, that was hilarious, really. But,
yeah, that was a good episode too.
Yeah, KyoAni showing once again that their comedy is great, but their drama is not so much good.
Yeah. There was not that much drama in this, though. Like, there was a little bit here and there, but there wasn't any real full-blown drama. Like, even Amagi Brilliant Park in its penultimate episode had, like, dramatic shit at the end. But this one really kind of, like, laid off the drama. The problem is the humor didn't really pack the same punch as Amagi.
Yeah, no, Amagi was done by, like, a different director though. It wasn't done by Tatsuya whatever his face is. So
Tatsuya whatever his face is.
the guy who usually does everything KyoAni, but yeah, no, Amagi. It's kind of hard to compare this to Amagi because Amagi was just so goddamn funny that like it was seen as a pure of a comedy show, whereas this is just
things happen in the show.
Things kind of happened, not really. Nothing's happened so far, so it just no, nothing's happened. I feel like I should just skip episode 11, watch the last 2 episodes, and just be done with it, really. Like
remind me what happens in episode 10, because you might actually want to watch episode 11 if it's what I think it is.
Episode 10 is when Ruru gets changed into a real person and has it's like she has elf ears, but no one points it out, right? Or,
she's a spirit, man. Who gives a shit?
Like, and everyone was just like, man, what's up with your ears, man? Like, I thought she'd cover it up, but no, just everyone went with it. Yeah, well,
yeah,
what's the deal?
If that was episode 10, then you probably do want to watch episode 11, because it's actually a pretty nice episode. It focuses on Mai, and it's actually not shabby.
Mai's like the worst character, huh?
Well, after the episode, maybe she won't be worst character, or maybe she will be, but you'll like her more even though she's the worst.
She's really bad, though. She's
How is she
bad.
worse than fucking Twin Tails and My Face Girl?
Because she has character. She has been mortified by an incident in her past that has ostracized her from every single person that she liked and loved. And now she's placed in a foreign environment, forced to cooperate with people that she doesn't trust and can't trust due to trust issues that have been built up in her past by being betrayed by her own fucking parents. That has led her to become such a mentally isolated character on her own that she must and she can't trust people. And when at that ending point when she was able to say sorry and thank you to HaruChika, it was heartwarming. It was nice. She's the best character in the show. Like,
did you say she's the best character in the show?
Well, in fairness, like a show in Phantom World, there isn't really any good characters. So really,
Arena,
really, she's nervous. She's shy.
Motherfucker, you just said the bunny episode was one of the best episodes.
Hey, it's one of the best episodes. Doesn't mean she's like the best character. Like, it was funny.
It's about her as a character and her family situation.
Yeah, well, like, you know, it was funny. The bunnies were funny. I said the bunnies were funny. I didn't say, like, she's funny.
I didn't say she was funny. I just said it helped address her character. Because you said she doesn't have a character.
She's shy. She's cute.
Fuck you.
But yeah, no.
Anyways, don't skip episode 11. You might actually like it. And then the last 2 episodes bring in a pretty great hot mom character. You know, everyone talks about, you know, the hot characters in anime, and then there's like, you know, the loli kind of like era we're in right now, but KyoAni does some fucking hot mom characters, dude.
Well, you're just kind of into that shit, so like, you know, whatever.
Hey.
Does she insult the main character at all, or like, or is she nice and stuff?
No, she's nice, but she is also partially possessed.
I'm surprised you liked her.
I just said she was hot. I didn't say I liked her character.
Well, I actually think I saw character designs of her somewhere, so I guess that makes sense.
They may have been posted around because some things happened in the episode that were very screenshot worthy.
Oh, right. Interesting. All right, well, I'll see. Like, I was thinking about dropping it because nothing's happened. So, but I'll give my best and finish it. I don't know.
The last 3 episodes are probably the best in the show, which isn't to say they're necessarily great, but they're the best in the show, so you may as well if you got this far.
Yeah, that's generally been my mentality. If I get into double digits, I'm not going to really drop a show because I've, you know, put so much into it. I mean, why should I drop it now? But, man, Phantom World's really boring. It's really boring.
It's just alright.
Yeah, it's alright, like, but it's just boring.
I can't believe we spent like 10 minutes talking about Phantom World.
Yeah, I haven't even finished it. Like,
It's surprising how much conversation we can get out of this stuff. I hope that's an indicator of how the shows we pick up each season are going to go, because I was worried we wouldn't have much to say.
The thing is, though, we have entire series to go back and talk about, when the next few weeks we'll only have like one episode to work with.
This is very true, but when we talk about things, we're largely talking about things in specific episodes and specific scenes.
That's true. If nothing specific comes up, though.
Yeah, but when we have one episode to work with, in comparison, to like, we're mainly talking about the biggest stuff that happened in the series because we have the whole show to work with. If we just watched an episode from a show, we would only have that encapsulated, chunk to work with, and so it'd be easier to notice things and have things to talk about.
Yeah, and then we could just, like, I don't know, ponder what's coming next or something. But yeah.
Sure. Anything else you watched this season, Lewis?
3 episodes of Bubuki Buranki.
I don't know if I want to hear your shit taste opinions on this show.
My shit taste opinions are the correct opinions, and that the show sucks at delivering exposition. I'm going to probably drop it. I hate you, and I will describe every reason why I hate you when I now kill you. Okay, I hate you, bye.
That is not the dialogue. You were a dramatic fuck. That is exaggerating.
I don't think I've really exaggerated anything. I think you would actually kind of go back and say, I hate you.
Really, that literal line of dialogue is in the show. Why don't you point it out for me?
An-chan says this in episode 1. I hate you. I literally hate you. This is the reason why I hate you. Yeah, that's my reason. I will now try and kill you. Okay, that's the quote. There you go.
Do you want to bother giving any context for the line, even though you did paraphrase?
She's trying to kill someone, just as she's saying.
Yeah, she's in the middle of beating the shit out of someone, and she's fucking pissed off.
Why would you divulge into the reason why? Like, why would you say that, though? Like, why? It's
because
weird.
You're venting! You're angry! You're like, I fucking hate you for doing this. It's like a way to, like, just make you even more angry and pissed off, and then, like, beat the shit out of them harder.
Nah, here's the thing. Phantom World did this better.
You are just looking for any reason to give Bubuki Buranki shit, and I don't know why.
Hear me out. You know that episode with Kaito, where she has to she confronts the red tri-headed demon thing. It is implied heavily with how her entire mannerisms, how she approaches it, in contrast to how she approached other phantoms, that there is definitely some sort of personal connection between those two, and there is a definite lust for revenge between Kaito and the phantom there. Now, it is a lot more interesting to have that there than literally have some person literally say to a person that's been on screen for, I don't know, 5 minutes at best, divulge, you killed my dad, I don't like you because of that, I'm going to try and kill you. It's not good, because literally everything is stated there. It warrants no mystery, and nothing good comes out of it, because she just comes as a dead character that is motivated by this one thing, and that is her defining trait. It becomes her only defining trait. She, at this present time, and probably for the rest of the show, is that she's cute, her dad's dead, and she's trying to avenge her dad. That's her entire character. And it's not good, because when the fact that, like, you're able to, let's just say, do what Phantom World did, you're able to let that ravel out to the viewer in little hints here and there throughout the rest of the show, throughout the rest of the episode, and it'll be a lot more pleasant experience for the viewer, because it's not suddenly hit you in the face with it, it's suddenly hinted at you, and you're able to go, oh, that's pretty fucked up. Oh, yeah, no, I can see why she wants to kill him. Rather than just explicitly go, okay, oh, right, okay, cool. It just makes the show a lot more better at making you feel for their characters, rather than suddenly making you just comprehend a fact, really. The difference between Bubuki and Phantom World is that Bubuki made you comprehend a fact, Phantom World made you appreciate the character. Oh.
Are you ready to tell me why your opinions are fucking shit?
I think I just did. I think
no. Wait,
no?
You said why your opinions are shit?
Oh, my opinions are shit. Well, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to think of another unpopular opinion, but I think I'm good, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people will agree with me, really. Because didn't people not like Bubuki or whatever it's
That's
called?
only because it was CG, and people don't like CG.
Nah, people love Knights of Sidonia.
Not really.
Come on, man, it's a pretty great show. Everyone loved it.
The people that actually watched it tended to enjoy it.
People like Future Diary, and that had a CG thing in it.
Wow, you were grasping at straws.
Yeah, grasping at straws 101. It's why I do best.
Regardless, I need to explain why your thoughts on Bubuki Buranki are shit. So, you didn't give any context, because the example you gave in Phantom World happened in, what, episode 3? So, the fight...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the fight that happens there, they talk about where it doesn't explicitly say anything, is, 1, the entire point of the episode, so the context is different there. And 2, is the 3rd episode. So, things are happening there with a bit more... You already get the characters by that point. The scene you're talking about, Bubuki Buranki, is in the 1st episode. And not only is it in the 1st episode... but the context of how it's delivered is entirely different. Mainly, she's completely normal throughout the entire episode until he arrives, and then she loses her fucking shit. She goes crazy. So explaining that he killed her dad is to explain why she's pissed off. Like, so you're not just like, why is she bipolar when this guy appears? For one, so it explains, why she's going crazy in the first place. And second, it sets up that rivalry between them, which will drive them throughout the show, and then also asks you, third of all, why it happened, how it specifically happened, the events transpired, and how she found out, stuff like that. And fourth of all, no, it doesn't define her entire character, otherwise she'd be angry and pissed off all the time. It's just one aspect of her character that is her motivation. I would like to think you'd understand the difference between a character's motivation and their actual character, right?
I did say she was cute, so...
It is kind of pointless to discuss Bubuki Buranki like this, though, since you only watched 3 episodes.
I just want to discuss this main factor, but you said that, the thing with Kaito happened in the 3rd episode, so there's a lot more justice and the context within the characters there. However...
Well, my point is that because it's the 3rd episode, you already understand the characters, so there's no point in using it as an aspect of, doing anything with the characters at that point.
Yeah, but Kaito was completely not a part of the show until episode 3, really. She appeared just seen accepting a mission from teacher lady, and that was all that was seen of her. You know that she's going to be a main character, but you don't know what else is to her. So, really, she's much of a foreign entity as An was. Was that her name? An? Yeah, An, yeah. So
true, but also keep in mind that her not saying anything fits her character more because she's reclusive and doesn't tell anyone shit. Whereas in Bubuki Buranki, obviously a lot more open of a character.
Well, yeah, but Bubuki Buranki is shit. So I would give one thing credit to Bubuki Buranki is that there's some scenery shots within it that are beautiful, especially on the floating island, and the entire introductory segment there with the family that's up there was really, really nicely done. With every sort of transition, as I have this sort of sudden awakening of the Buranki, the Buranki, come up and just wage war on everything. It was done really nicely. And another thing which I really like, which was not necessarily subtle, but it was pretty cool, was when Roeko was leaving that huge speech area. I don't know what the entire context of it was, but just a general officer, president looking guy is giving a speech. And as soon as Roeko leaves there, he stops his speech dead in his tracks and just bows down in respect and just goes, those damn monsters. That shows that the show is able to hint at those sort of things and cause friction within those moments and within those characters and within generally provide good world building. Except there are moments, and it's not only exclusive to episode 1, episode 2 did it as well, when Hiiragi, who's just an annoying character all around, did it the same to the Riyogaa, as in like, you destroyed my father, I will now destroy you. They did the same sin, and it's frustrating almost, because I've seen that Bubuki can do nice directing moments and how it can just deliver its exposition and how it can like build its world, except a lot of the time it's being very, very blatant that it's just a smack in the face. Like doing a callback to Erased directing. Erased was obvious while not being just a hit in the face. Bubuki is obvious that it is a hit in the face, and it's just frustrating to watch, and it makes me not like it, so to speak.
Though you've seen that it can do both, so doesn't it make you wonder if maybe there's a reason it's being more obvious in those situations?
No. I'm just
Fuck you.
I'm just interpreting it as bad directing, in fairness. Like, because, like, it's not that hard to hint at it. Like, you said that it's clearly obvious that Han was being all nice and welcoming to everyone and everything, and then suddenly she snapped. The fact that she snapped says something about her and is able to garner interest within her character. So, what's the point in the first episode to divulge that information and make that a lasting impression of her when you have many opportunities later in the show to deliver that in a much more pleasant way, really, than just suddenly had it drop on the viewer when you don't even know the character. It's just, it didn't really make any sense for me, and it just stuck out like a sore thumb for what was a pretty good standard first episode. Hello.
Oh, were you done talking? I thought you were about to say something.
Nah. That's my thoughts, really.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a tad pointless to really discuss Erased in depth because obviously things happen in later episodes with the characters and things go on there that we have to kind of leave out. So we're really just talking about the first 3 episodes. So it's kind of hard to really have an overall discussion on the show.
Well, this is practice for later when we only have.
Well, yeah, but when we do that, we'll have the specific episode to work with. Whereas with this, we're just kind of like, I've watched the whole thing and you haven't.
Yeah, well, it kind of works. Kind of.
Was that all you watched last season? I think when we were talking about this before we started recording, that's pretty much what you listed. Or was there something you left out?
I watched the first episode of Shoujo-tachi. Wow, they make a video game.
Yeah, you didn't watch past the first episode?
Nah. It was, like, I don't know why I didn't watch past the first episode. I think, like, it was a nice, calming first episode. It was very chill. Characters were nice, and the relationships there were great. It was a very, very good first episode, in my opinion, but I don't know. I guess I was just lazy. I blame Final Fantasy 14.
I blame Final Fantasy 14 for a lot of things, too.
Yeah. It's like my failing marriage.
But, I finished Shoujo-tachi. It was alright. Like, it focused a bit more on the plot of what was happening rather than the characters themselves, although it didn't completely ignore them. It was just, like, kind of more about the plot of what happens, which was kind of disappointing because the most interesting thing the show did was it wasn't a strict one, but there was kind of a love triangle going on where Kanahana's character finds out that she has feelings, obviously, for the MC.
Yeah.
And it's kind of unclear if the main chick, what's her name? Kuroha or something? I don't remember.
Yeah, no.
It's unclear if she has feelings for the MC too. So but the point is that the MC is paying like more attention to her given everything that's going on, and it's really like rubbing Kana's character the wrong way. And all the scenes where it like addresses this are like incredibly well done. Like I posted the first one on Twitter where she's going out to talk with Bunta on the roof of wherever they're at. And she notices that he's already there with the main chick, and she just kind of silently like goes back in and then just kind of like sits up against the wall. And she's holding the can of soda next to her leg, and because it's a cold can of soda, there's condensation, and it starts, goes on her leg and drips down her leg, and it doesn't bother her at all because she's like distracted and bothered by what she's thinking about. And a lot of the scenes where like that kind of stuff comes into play is done in that way, and it's like really cool, but the show never really goes anywhere with it outside of just those kinds of scenes, which was unfortunate. And I guess I was expecting the show to do something it wasn't trying to do, but the problem is they were the most interesting parts of the show. So the fact that it didn't do anything with them at the end left the show just feeling like, it was all right.
Yeah, that's a shame. It was really setting itself up to be a character-driven show, really, because core premise of it all is literally just, let's make a game. It's beautiful. It's great for just like simply a group of characters coming together and see how they all act out, basically. But I don't know, it's a shame that everyone's just kind of it did I just divulge into a plot driven show. I can't really comment on it, obviously, so I only watched the first episode, but whatever.
Yeah, it's I think the problem is that it's just kind of hard to care about the other characters other than the main three, because they're characterized so well in the first episode with their interactions with each other and how, it's clear how close of friends they are and how long they've been together. And the other characters just can't ever match up to that. The other characters are obviously, lead chick who's like wants to get the game done and is like kind of like emotionless and just wants to do that. And then there's shy small artist girl, and then there's yaoi fangirl, and that's like largely their characters.
Wasn't there like another guy there as well? Like there's like a trio of friends. There's Hanazawa, Kana, main character.
It's the MC, kind of Hana's character, and then the dude who has baggage from relationships in his past and like goes into fucked up mode whenever it gets brought up.
Oh, sounds.
I don't know if it ever showed that in the first episode. It's pretty funny when it happens.
I feel like it kind of got brought up, kinda, but I don't know. I can't remember. Ow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
anything else you watched, even just like the first episode of, or was that it?
I started watching Good Morning Call on Netflix. It's a J drama, so it doesn't really count at all. No, it's not anime at all. It's Japanese though, and it's based on a shoujo manga, and it does have an anime.
It kind of works then.
Kind of works, yeah. It's a pure and ultimate guilty pleasure, but whatever. But hey, whatever. I think that's literally all I watched this season. I downloaded Dimension W. Never got around to watching it, but yeah.
Yeah. I'll speed through my opinions on the stuff that I watched then. If you have any questions about stuff I watched, or if there was a show you're interested in you want to ask about, you can do that. But otherwise, I'm probably just going to speed through these since it's just me.
That's right.
Let's start with the 25 episode stuff that aired for multiple seasons. There was Utawarerumono. I don't remember what its subtitle is. I liked it a lot on the character front. The characters were really enjoyable, which was the main reason I kept watching the show, mainly because there's not really much of a plot to speak of until like halfway through, and even then it's still not really much of a plot. I liked the characters a lot. They were a lot of fun, especially Kuon, main lead female character. She was great. So that carried me through the show for the most part, but it ended on like this thing where it just, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it just felt incomplete with how it ended. Like, it was clear that that's where they were aiming for, well, it's not necessarily clear that they were aiming for that for the ending, but it's clear that they saw it as an ending of sorts because some stuff changed, but it still felt like there was more to be done with the characters, so the ending just felt kind of abrupt and like weird and awkward. I don't know. All I know is that I heard people not liking the show because they kept comparing it to the original, and I don't care because I didn't watch the original.
Was that the show with like the kind of girls with the tails and the ears?
Yes.
Yes, I know that show.
That was the that was the show where when I saw it on the chart, I wanted to watch it if I could watch it without having seen the original because it looked kind of like an old school ZVN kind of show, and I wanted to watch that kind of thing.
I think it had a lot of bat scenes in it. I think that's my mainly exposure to that.
It stopped after a while, but there was like almost like a mandate for Kuon to take a bath like every episode.
Yeah, that was my main exposure for it: the tails and the bats, the naked anime tail bats.
To be fair, Kuon liked taking baths. That was kind of the point. But yeah. What else did I watch? Mobile Suit Gundam finished. Iron Blooded Orphans.
Orphans, yeah.
That's probably how do I word this? Remind me, what's the name of the writer?
Mario Kata.
I have trouble remembering names. Probably the best thing Mario Kata's written in a while. It still has some issues here and there, like whenever it tries to get dramatic, it's just kind of, it doesn't work a lot of the time. And then a lot of the romance angle stuff is kind of shit, but everything else about the show worked really well, except for some of the ending stuff. It was kind of trying to point out how, like, the main characters, you know, being the child soldiers they are, they're resorting to some kind of, like, fucked up tactics, and, like, how it was, like, it's not okay what they were doing. But then it also simultaneously was, like, painting them as, like, the protagonists. Like, it couldn't decide if it wanted to, like, portray what they were doing as, like, bad and fucked up, or, like, you know, ultimately for the greater good or whatever. So it was kind of hard to get a gauge on what the fuck they were trying to say there. What I really liked what they did with the show was actually on the Gallarhorn front with that thing, because that actually had some real emotional impact with the ending episode. I won't go into details because spoilers, but like a big thing happens as far as like the characters on the Gallarhorn front on the last episode, and honestly a couple episodes before then too. And like it actually works on an emotional front because we got to know enough about the characters to understand like who they are and what they're fighting for, and like what defines them as characters and stuff like that. And so we don't necessarily like them since, you know, they're part of the, you know, organization that's doing shit. But it's clear that they're like, you know, we take the time to understand that they're people trying to like, you know, just do what they think is, you know, the right thing. And so the stuff it does with the show does with them as far as characters, incredibly effective. Like it was, I actually got pretty fucking sad at the last episode on some of the shit they did. I kind of wish the show was just about Gallarhorn, but I guess the dichotomy with, you know, the child soldiers facing off against them is part of what makes it work so well. But yeah,
no, I was mainly surprised that like I was hearing a lot of positive things from a Mario Kata show, and when I generally hear positive things about that, I would hop on board with it, but you know, anime sucks, so I didn't watch it.
Well, there's a second season that got announced, so if you want to catch up, there's some time.
Well, I'll give it a shot, but would you say, this is just completely hard to really judge these two, but on a scale of Wicross and how it kind of compares to that, or Wick Sauce as you call it, in terms of drama, is that what is present, so to speak? Is that what's there?
Not necessarily. Like Wick Sauce is a lot of like, you know, little girl suffering in the vein of Madoka. Like you can tell it's kind of emulating that a bit. Iron Blooded Orphans is much more its own thing. It's the drama there is like less of like, you know, suffering and more just like shit's fucked up, like that kind of drama.
Yeah. Right. Well. Oh, dang. Oh yeah, it's podcast up, I guess. No, I'm just going to look at the cast.
What, were you about to like stop your recording or something?
No, I'm just like looking at the cast, and I got like surprised that Jenny Young Bosch is in it. I was like, oh god, oh yeah, broadcast up.
Oh, nice, yeah. I didn't even realize that they had a dub announcement yet for that.
Well, it's Funimation, so wouldn't they do a broadcast dub for it? Or...
Were they doing a simul dub? I don't actually know. I didn't
thought
watch
they
it
would
dubs
just
because I
live.
started watching. It's hard to watch like simuldubs because it takes a while for them to start, and so by then you've already, unless you wait for them to start, you've already listened to the Japanese, voice actors. So switching after that point is weird.
Cassandra Lee Morris is in it. Oh, she plays like a super minor character by the looks of things, but oh.
What's the name of the character she voices?
Atra Mixta.
Oh, isn't that the little girl?
Yeah, it looks like a little girl.
She actually sticks around for most of the show.
Oh, nice.
Like she's not around too much in the beginning episodes, but she actually like joins up and like does stuff and throughout most of the show.
Huh. Interesting. She looked like a character that was just gonna get killed off, really. So
She had a pretty solid scene about halfway through the show. It was pretty good. Made me like her character a lot more.
nice. Still, that was 25 episodes long. When's the next season coming out?
Well, it's just watch it. If you don't like it that much, you can just drop it.
Yeah, just not watch it.
Like, just let that be the gauge. If you want to watch more, you watch more. If you don't, you don't. That's
Yeah.
how it would be for any show.
God, it's this year. I can't watch like a 26 show in a year. God.
You can't watch 26 episodes show in a year.
Yeah, not like my former self.
For reference, Lewis used to watch more shows each season than I did, and he gave me shit
Yeah.
for it constantly. So
Hey,
now
brag
it's like
about
my
it.
turn.
Yeah, I watched like 4 shows this season. Barely.
Now you watch like 4 shows when you used to watch like 30. You used to watch like everything that was airing, and you were also the guy who was like, you can't drop shows ever.
In fairness, I had sound reasoning behind that. In fairness, like you can't.
You had
really...
good reasoning. It's just that in comparison with watching like 30 shows a season, you were watching so much stuff.
Man, like that was when I was still in school. I didn't give a shit about school. Yeah.
Fuck doing things.
Yeah. Now that I'm in college, I kind of have to actually work, and it kind of sucks. Don't have time.
Yeah, it must suck dick.
Though in fairness, I can't really say that since I plugged ungodly hours in Final Fantasy 14 recently. So really,
I know
who's
the
to
feeling,
talk?
man.
Yeah.
Anyways, we should probably talk about shows still. Get these wrapped up real quick.
You're still going.
So what else did I watch? Something I watched, which I fucking told you to watch and then you didn't, was She and Her Cat, Everything Flows.
Ah, yeah, that one.
Which is 4 episodes long, and they're about 7 minutes each. It's pretty good. It's based on a old Makoto Shinkai. I don't know if it was a film or an OVA he did, which was just called She and Her Cat.
Yeah, I remember actually seeing that OVA page on my anime list because it just kind of came up randomly, and I think that was from 2006 or something like that. So maybe it's like a 10-year anniversary or some shit. I don't know.
All I know is that it was based on an older thing Makoto Shinkai did, just called She and Her Cat, and then they made this called She and Her Cat, Everything Flows. I don't quite know. I know it somehow ties into it with stuff that happens at the end of the last episode, but I don't know because I haven't seen the Makoto Shinkai one, so I don't understand quite how it ties in. All I know is that it does based on what people were saying. But it's good. It's altogether, it's the length of like a normal episode of anime, so it's very easy to watch. And while there's obviously restrictions on how much you can do in a short, it's definitely something you should watch if like you're the fucking target audience, Lewis, which is why I'm a little annoyed you didn't watch it. It's
Kitties and Hanazawa Kana.
Like if you're in college, like especially if you're in college and then like even more so if you're like gonna get out of college decently soon and like looking for a job and stuff like that, it's definitely a show that'll resonate more with you because that's kind of what it's about. And then even more so, if you're a cat owner or a cat lover, it'll get to you even more because the whole show's narrated by the main character's cat. So it's from the cat's perspective for the most part. So that helps it a lot. And then, oh god, if you're a college-going student who is trying to get a job and has a cat or loves cat, god, I don't even want to know what this show will do to you. The shorts might just break you.
Oh no. Oh. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't watch it then. Oof.
Maybe. It's pretty good.
Oh god.
I mean, it's a good short though. Like it is. It's pretty well done. It's nice that the lead is voiced by Kana Hanazawa.
So that probably make me want to watch it.
Kat almost has more lines than she does, but the one she does, it's great.
When she does talk, it's great, yeah. She and her cat. I think I know how to spell that one since you actually know English, so.
She and her cat, everything flows.
Yeah, everything flows.
Actually, something I want to mention as far as Kana Hanazawa, again, being the VA guy, I was thinking about this while I was looking over the shows I watched. This kind of ties in also with Prince of Stride, which I enjoyed watching. It was pretty solid. It was fun. It's obviously the pretty much only female character in the show was also voiced by Kana Hanazawa in Prince of Stride, and it's based on a VN, although a VN with no sexual content, which is why make more sense for popular VAs to have done it. Although I don't know if Hanazawa also voices the girl in the VN, but it wouldn't be surprising because, like I said, there's no sexual content in it. I was thinking about it, and can you nail down like the I don't want to say the moment, I guess the role that really made Kana Hanazawa explode in popularity? Because that's usually how it is with VAs, is they do that one role that explodes in popularity.
Yeah, people argue about this a lot. A lot of people say it's her character in Bakemonogatari that really got her to it. A lot of people say it's Kuroneko from Orimo, because that's where Sari Hayami got her popularity from. I would say that it was her Bakemonogatari role, since it was still early on into her career, and that's when she was able to not necessarily explore her acting range, but she was able to show off her acting skills, and not just I don't want to praise Bakemonogatari as this epitome and as anime godliness that it isn't, because it isn't. But it did have a lot more freedom with their characters to have that sort of unique voice performances that got her notice. Also, she's... I don't want to sound like a cynic here, but it depends on what voice, not voice, but sound directors you can get, that, and what sound directors you impress, really. So if a sound director likes you and you're fresh and you're new, then you're most likely going to be recommended and favored within a lot of auditions and castings. So I guess that's where she got her impression done, or so to speak. So that's where I would say she got her popularity, and where her career kind of started, so to speak. It was in Bakemonogatari. I can't think of any other major role before it, but yeah, that's where I think she started off from. And then she happened and started appearing in everything ever, and that was life.
I mean, I'm not complaining. Kana, that was great.
Yeah, not gonna argue with that. A lot of people hate her because they just don't like hearing her voice a lot of the time and everything. But
they don't like hearing the same VAs with anything. It's the same with video games and Troy Baker. They're like, oh my god, I don't want to hear him all the time. It's like, well, he's good. That's why they keep
getting him. Why can't you just hire someone random off the street? Just get a random hobo.
Just hire the janitor. At least it'll be different.
Yeah, God.
That's how we get Austin Tyndall.
Oh, fuck. He probably was a janitor. Jesus Christ. It all makes sense now.
But yeah, I was thinking about it, and I don't know if it aired before Bakemonogatari or not, but I thought for a while that it was because of Charlotte in Infinite Stratos.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Because it's a thing that Charlotte is best girl in the show, and then even in the original light novels, she's by far, by leagues, is the most popular girl. Even the authors come out and said that Charlotte is his favorite girl, or her favorite girl. I don't know if the author is a male or female, but they've said that Charlotte's their favorite. So there's a huge thing there. And then obviously Hanazawa voicing her, and I sold pretty well, I recall. And people liked it, and Charlotte in particular. So I could imagine that also have been it. Although, like I said, I don't know if it aired before Bakemonogatari or not.
Yeah, no, I just looked it up. Bake aired in 2009, Infinite Stratos aired in 2011, so Bake came first.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, like Charlotte would have definitely helped her popularity.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Charlotte would have definitely helped. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Charlotte and Laura are like the only fucking reason to watch him in Stratos.
They're the saving grace of the show, to put it bluntly, really.
Yeah, I mean, like they're the only thing good about the show, but they're good enough that you'll watch the show because they're so good.
Yeah, it's like, can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. So
that was a weird analogy to use for Infinite Stratos, but okay.
That's what I feel like Infinite Stratos is saying to me, really, whenever this comes up. We're probably not going to get, like, another season, I feel, because I feel like it would have been announced by now. That being said, there was, like, 3-year difference between Infinite Stratos Season 1 and 2, so...
It may just be taking a while, because there was that whole drama with the author switching publishers or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I wonder how that affects actually anime production, though.
Well, they need material to adapt.
That's true. I thought he would still find them.
Yeah, no, I don't think he could publish it though, because obviously the publisher issues. So he was.
I thought he found a new publisher though. I mean,
he did, but I'm saying for a while when there were issues with there was nothing getting published. I'm pretty sure even the artist had to be swapped out, didn't they?
I don't know. I just heard the entire kerfuffle about the author, really.
Yeah, I just remember shit went down with Infinite Stratos. But I wouldn't be surprised if it came back at some point with like a fucking movie for all intents and purposes.
They did have that OVA at the shortly afterwards. Season 2 was done, but
well, it sells well enough, so wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah, no, it's pretty popular as well. Generally in the West as well, it does pretty well, sort of, kind of. I don't know if it's out of pure hatred, but it does get popular here.
Well, yeah. I'd probably move on though. What else did I watch? I even have a list ready. I watched HaruChika, Haruta-Tachika. It was whatever. I don't even know why I finished it. Well, actually, no, I do know why I finished it. I liked the character interactions, but like as far as like whenever each episode tried to bring up like a mystery that they needed to solve, and it was just so stupid. I didn't care about the mysteries. They were so dumb and convoluted. And most of them didn't make any fucking sense. Like, why would someone do this? Like, I think there was only one mystery that actually made sense. Like, as far as why someone would take the time to do it. But
that was done by PA Works this season. That was the PA Works, was it?
Yeah, that was PA Works.
Yeah.
It was whatever.
I remember I was thinking about watching that show.
It's not really that great. Like I said, I like the character interactions, but like it got to the point where it was like the second or third to last episode. I just straight up skimmed the episode because I just did not give a shit about the mystery at all. Like I just skimmed it because I didn't care.
That's positive. You didn't like care enough to hate it or like it. It was just pure.
It was like I cared enough that I wanted to see where it would go. Like I cared enough. The way I often describe a lot of shows that I finish, and I'll get to some of them later, that I watch but don't really care for, is that it's not good enough for me to like the show, but it's not bad enough that I'd feel bad if I dropped it. So it's like stuck in this purgatory situation where it's like, I don't really care for the show, but it's not bad enough for me to feel comfortable being okay with dropping it.
Yeah, you just kind of want to see how it goes. Maybe there's like a little twist at the end or something like that. Apparently that's waiting for me at the end of Fandom.
Yeah, like your opinion could change for better or worse, which has happened. Sometimes shows have gotten worse and then I was fine with dropping them, or they got better and it was a good thing I stuck with them. It's hard to say, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Exactly.
I can't really say anything. I didn't watch it.
Yeah. What else did I watch? I watched Sekkou Boys, which was anime of the season. It was fucking hilarious.
That was the show with the
It was the show with the sculptures.
Sculptures. Yeah, I've never seen screenshots of that.
Yeah,
seemed interesting.
It was great. It actually had a really good sense of humor. I was surprised. I expected to just enjoy it from like the meta angle of like commentary on the like idol industry, but then it actually had some like decently funny like genuine things the characters did that was amusing, which was funny. Like when one of them goes into like depression from one of like, you know, something that happened, and they like grow facial hair on their fucking statue.
Oh jeez. Yeah, no, I didn't watch it because I hear that. Well, one, it was an anime, so didn't want to watch it because of that. But
Oh God,
also,
why would you watch anime?
I don't know. Why the fuck are we talking about it? But also, I hear like it was poorly. Like it didn't have a big enough budget that it was poorly done. And shit. Like the actual.
Well, it was a short, so it's not like they had a low budget. They
Also
just
short.
didn't really do much to work with from the beginning.
See, like I heard that it was just like it was at a low budget, so I was like, well, I'm already watching Konosuba. I already have my fair share of quality this season. I'm not gonna watch anything else. So
The only thing I know low budget wise was, well, like you said, probably Konosuba, but then also what was it called, Nijiro Days or Rainbow Days or whatever, where after the first episode people posted pictures of the ED where it was like literally real life environment pictures with the characters like photoshopped in.
yeah, I remember that actually. Yeah. Oh god,
The screenshots were fucking hilarious.
that's horrible. I remember I didn't watch the show because it went against. Basically, here's a little fun fact. Matsuoka Yoshisugu and Aikayano are being shipped heavily together within the Seiyu community. Basically, that show casted them as people that were not going to get together. Instead, Aikayano was going to be shipped with Nobunaga Shimizaki's character, who is Matsuoka Yoshisugu's best friend, and I thought that was a cardinal sin, so I just said fuck you. And
You took it as meta commentary and we're just like, fuck this show and everything it stands for.
They are driving my OTP apart. I cannot have this. So yeah, I just didn't watch it. I found it personally insulting, and I left it there.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, period. Something I did watch was Luck and Logic, which was whatever.
I think that was one of the shows I was kind of looking at.
It was. I will say that the CG actually looked pretty good in it. Like, I like the CG in Bubuki Buranki too, but that's like a full CG show, so it's almost like a different grading scale. The Luck and Logic has CG in it where, like, whenever the characters fight things in it, they, like, kind of go CG so there can be more motion and shit. And it actually looks... There's a couple times where it doesn't look that great, like, where there's, like, a slip-up. But for the most part, the CG actually looks pretty good in the fights. And I don't know what it is. Like, maybe the models themselves are just actually, like, detailed properly in a way that makes it blend well with the 2D, or maybe they did shading correctly on the models. I don't know. Like, the models in general are just better, I guess, that they did pretty well with that. So that was pretty impressive. And then there were actually some on a character front, it was actually like there were some characters I actually kind of liked, like, because the way that the series was set up was that each episode basically focused on a new character until, like, the big plot line happened.
Yeah.
And I actually like some of the characters. I like the character designs too. Like, I'm upset that it's not very popular because I really liked a lot of the character designs in it, and so it would have been nice to see, like, fan art and shit. But I guess no one really gave a shit about it.
It's done by Doga
Kobo.
Kobo. Yeah. So I was thinking that, like, you'd watch that because of Nozaki-kun, but yeah, no,
I'd be curious to know if they did their CG in-house or if they outsourced it, because the CG was done decently well, so if they did it in-house, Doga Kobo could be, you know,
good,
something to keep in mind when shows have CG in them, that they actually do a pretty good job.
Yeah, but I don't really remember them actually doing CG with anything else they've done, so my guess is that
Other
they
than
did
environments,
outsource it.
I don't think so. Like, there were a couple, like, panning shots and stuff that did pretty well, but...
Yeah, but I think that would be about it, because I don't recall anything being explicitly done with CG. Like, even the early stuff, like Myself Your stuff, was pure hand-drawn, so...
I think what's more curious is that Luck and Logic's not that popular, but I'm pretty sure it got announced that it was getting, like, another something. I think they said more Luck and Logic was coming. They didn't specifically say a second season, but they said something like more Luck and Logic's on the way. And it's weird because I don't think anyone gave a shit about the show. Maybe it gave the card game enough popularity because it was based on a card game.
Well, Mal says it's going to be Luck and Logic 2, if you want to take that.
Oh, so it does say Luck and Logic too?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll need more details. Like, I don't know if it'd be a direct sequel. I'm not sure how they'd work with the direct sequel, honestly.
New characters? I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What else did I watch? Watched Dimension W. It was good.
Oh,
It makes when you watch it, it makes perfect sense why Funimation decided to co-produce it, because it's exactly the kind of show you'd expect to air on like Toonami or something.
Yeah, I remember that, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, Funimation. It's like Funimation's been dibbling a bit in the anime industry for a while, but like Dimension W is like the first show that they've like actually had a hand in co-producing, like upping them, putting money up for it.
Yeah, I just heard the general things of Dimension W just being kind of wacky, on the sense of being too wacky, which is not really a very warming feature for me to actually look at. So I'm just making excuses as to why I didn't watch shows this season, to be honest, at this point.
I never really heard anyone calling Dimension W wacky. Maybe the directing, because it was done by a guy who doesn't usually do action stuff, so some of the cuts were kind of weird, but otherwise it was alright. The problem is that there was one arc, I think it was episode either 3 and 4 or like 4 and 5 or something, where they're like on an island mansion thing that was really weird, because the story in and of itself, as you find out by the end, is actually kind of simple. Well, not simple, but simple in like, in anime story terms. But they told it in such a convoluted way, it was hard to understand what was happening. So by the end, you were just like, what? Well, by the end of the first episode, because it's a 2-parter, you're just like, I don't understand what the fuck's even going on right now. So that was kind of weird. And then the ending arc didn't have that much weight to it, but it did have Yuki Kaiji being an edgelord, so that was cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, anyways.
Speaking of edgelords, you gonna finish Arslan Senki anytime soon?
I did actually recently discover that it's getting a season 2. So
recently,
yeah, I didn't actually know it was getting a season 2, because like Arslan Senki is just one of those shows where like it's poorly done. It does not appeal to the as in like animation wise, so you don't think there's much budget there. It seems like one of those shows that doesn't appeal to the Japanese audience at all, so there wouldn't be much interest there for the season 2, so I just automatically assumed that would be that. But I just looked up on Mal recently, and yeah, it's getting a season 2, which is... And it's airing, like, what, next season or some shit? Oh, God.
It's either next season or the season after.
Yeah, so clearly I gotta finish it.
What I heard was that it aired during a prime time slot, like 7 p.m. So the TV ratings were good.
Ah, that makes sense. It's kind of like Log Horizon. Though Log Horizon was kind of like produced by a TV company, so the season 2 was just kind of like, yeah, well, it makes sense to really give it like that.
Yeah, but I still need to finish Log Horizon season 2. I don't know. It just felt really
it's because
slow.
They concentrated on the new set of kids, like the kid characters, and that just kind of really took the momentum out of everything. Like,
yeah. Like, I mean, Log Horizon's never been a fast show, but even by, like, season 1 standards, season 2 feels really slow.
Yeah. It's a shame, though, 'cause season 1 was brilliant, really.
Yeah, season 1 was great. Anyways, as far as stuff that aired, I finished watching the second season of Snow White with the Red Hair. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
AKA one of the most adorable couples in anime.
Yeah, that's one of the shows I legitimately feel guilty about not actually finishing the season 1 of, because I got to episode 4, I think, and I really, really feel bad about not finishing it, because it does seem like my kind of like chilled show to watch, really.
Yeah, it's really relaxed. Like, not too much happens. It just has individual story arcs that happen, but it's... Well, one, it's fucking pretty, because Bones knows how to draw environments. Like, any castle shot, especially ones that has, like, flowers in the shot of it, like, it's, like, screenshot. Set as wallpaper. But, it's... The way it characterizes the two leads is pretty great, too. And the way it handles, like, their relationship with him being royalty and stuff. Like, it's nice.
Yeah, it does seem like a very pretty show. I love the animation, really. Like, they really paid attention to her hair, which is kind of like, well, it isn't really an odd detail, but I just really love the way it flows and shit. It was fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah, that's how Bones tends to be, is that they don't, like, they're not like One Punch Man Madhouse style, where, like, it's over the top and crazy animation, but what they do is they, like, it's toned down to earth, but they pay attention to, like, those little details, like you mentioned with the hair. Like, all of that stuff is, like, attention is paid to that sort of thing.
Yeah, I really have nothing here to comment on, because it's, as I said, watched the first 4 episodes of season 1. I didn't finish it. Yeah.
I just have to sit here and hope that they make a season 3, which I can imagine they do. I think the manga's been running for a really long time, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's more material.
Yeah, no, because I did actually hear about it. Like, it is pretty damn popular manga over in Japan, so I wouldn't be surprised if it does get something anyways, at least a movie or something.
Yeah, I remember when I did the research on it with the season preview, is that the author did a bunch of other, like, largely one-shot manga, or, like, other, like, really short, just a couple chapters manga, and then they did Snow White with the Red Hair, which has been going on for, like, forever now.
It has,
and it's, like, weird.
Oh, God. Maybe you'll get something.
Yeah, hopefully there's a season 3 down the line. But who knows. What else did I watch? I'm just going to bundle these two together because they're kind of similar in thoughts. I managed to somehow finish Ai no Kanata no 4 Rhythm and Saijaku Muhai no Bahamut. Which were both shows that were basically on the... I'm not really enjoying these that much, but I kind of want to see if they get any better kind of range. They didn't really. Like, by the end of the shows, I was basically skimming their episodes because I just didn't care that much. Like, for example, I know Kanata no 4 Rhythm, the last, like, 3 episodes, I just put up, you know, I started playing it, and then I did something on my other monitor the entire time it was playing, and I just glanced over occasionally. Like, that's how I watched the last couple episodes.
Yeah,
and then...
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was literally going to say I was doing that a lot with Fandom World, really, but...
Yeah, I can see how that kind of show would make you do something like that. And then with Bahamut, I skimmed. But I had a specific reason for skimming Bahamut as opposed to 4 Rhythm. Like, the reason I did the different approaches is because I probably would have dropped Bahamut if it didn't introduce, although the name is incredibly stupid, if it didn't introduce Crucifer, who is fucking fantastic. Like, she's great.
Crucifer. Sounds like a sadist.
Yeah, her name is incredibly stupid, but, like, Crucifer is to Saijaku no Bahamut as Charlotte is to Infinite Stratos. It's just funny that we brought that up earlier. Like, that's how good she is in the show. Like, she's not the same type of character as Charlotte. Like, she's much more upfront with, like, wanting to bang the main character, but that's the thing. She doesn't hide behind it. She's just, like, you know, she shows what she wants, and she's not shy about stupid shit, you know? Like, I put that one couple screen caps of that one part in, like, her beginning arc where the main lead is talking about, you know, like, you know, holding hands with the main character and how lewd it is, and she's just like, I don't get it. Is that something to be embarrassed about? She's like, this country's fucking weird.
Oh man, that actually sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, she's fucking great. Like, I'd almost say Bahamut's worth watching for her, but the way you'd have to watch it is you'd have to, like, kind of skim the first few episodes, and then when her arc starts, just watch her arc, and then just skim after that for any parts where she shows up. Because seriously, any scene with Crucifer in it is fucking great. She's fantastic. And then all the other characters are like, who gives a shit?
They're there.
They're just there. They just have to pale in comparison.
Ooh, God. Oh, Kubo Yurika, isn't it?
Who?
Hanyo's voice actress. Even.
Yeah. They did a pretty good VA cast, if I recall. VA cast was pretty good. Who voiced Crucifer, if you're looking up the VA cast right now?
Fujo Yukio. That's an unfamiliar name for me.
She did a pretty good job.
Oh, she was Latvia in Maggie Brilliant Park.
Oh.
Latifia. Yeah, whatever.
Latifa,
whatever. As long as you know who it is.
Yeah, that was, it was the princess, right? It's such a different character then. Like, she's so meek in that role, and then in this one, she's more like, she's almost sultry in this role.
She does seem that sort of character, really, yeah. Like, definitely.
She did great as Crucifer. You should download like episode 3 or 4 or whatever it is and just see her performance, see if you like it.
I should actually. That requires watching anime though.
Oh God. Well, you might have time because I think that's about everything I've watched. I mean, there's also Active Raid, Shoujo-Genroku, and Durara Season 2, but Active Raid and Shoujo-Genroku haven't finished as of recording this. I think Shoujo-Genroku's final episode aired a couple hours ago, but I haven't watched it yet. And I don't know when Active Raid airs. I think it's tomorrow. Durara Season 2 did finish, but I haven't been watching the episodes. I'm watching it the same way I watched Season 1, which is I'm letting all the episodes air first, and then I'm going to marathon them. Because
so
the way my memory works with how characters go, I cannot watch Durara week to week. I will forget everybody. Like, I will forget the characters they introduce because there's so fucking many of them. I have to marathon it. That's the only way I can watch it.
Yeah, no, I watched the first arc, so to speak. Well, the first like set, so to speak. And really, they only introduced maybe 2 new characters. They obviously introduced a lot of new characters, but I say only 2 of those would probably be substantial enough that you would actually have to pay attention to.
And the first 2 episodes don't introduce that many, but if Narita's writing's anything to go by, he'll introduce more later on that could turn out to be major characters.
I've only watched like the first season thing of it because for starters, it feels a lot more slow than Durara Season 2, which kind of makes sense because that's the first season, or the first arc is obviously where it's setting everything up for a big old climax later on. But watching it week to week was so slow, so I'm just gonna like wait for it all just to come on out and like just watch it in one batch, like I did, as you said. Like I did the same thing with Durara Season 1. I just watched it in like a weekend or something like that, and it was great.
Yeah, well, it's all out now, so now it's time to marathon it.
I gotta fucking watch more anime.
But was there anything else this season you wanted to talk about, or is that it?
Nothing springs to mind really. Hang on a second. I just want to see if there's like any, I don't know, OVAs or some shit that came out that I might have watched.
Would it matter if you haven't seen them?
I could at least say that something came out that I watched. I don't know, man. The Selector Recross movie apparently came out this season, but it hasn't subbed yet, so
It usually takes a while for movies to show up subbed.
Yeah, because you have to wait for the Blu-ray. It's just
unless you want potato camera quality.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes it's fine. Sometimes you can. Sometimes when like, you know, you gotta.
Yeah,
it's just hypes too much. Though, I think the Prison School OVA. This is a complete random topic. The OVA that did air this season did pretty much confirm Season 2 is coming out soon.
Really?
It did practically confirm because it was a transitional OVA, so to speak, to the major arc within Prison School, which is the underground school council versus the school council, which is probably the best arc within the entire thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, it'd be strange if it didn't get a Season 2 after doing this. That's why I think I'd be disappointed.
Yeah, we shouldn't get too much into hypothetical shows or we'll go on fucking forever. Is there anything else that actually aired that we want to talk about?
No, I don't think so, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. We've been recording for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of talking.
Yeah, I think normally, like, when we're talking about shows that air during the season, and then even at the end of the seasons, we'll do another one of these where we talk about stuff we watched. Probably not going to be this long. I'm going to use the excuse that because this is the first episode and it's a season coverage one, that we're doing a double feature, I guess, like twice the length. Like, we'll probably aim for like 30 to 60 minutes for a normal one.
Hopefully.
Yeah, like, well, I have a timer next to me, so I can just make sure we like don't go too crazy. So we'll aim for like they'll probably be 30 to 60 minutes, somewhere in that range, kind of like
pretty bad
almost,
ramblers.
I guess the reason I don't want to call it a podcast is because I almost
said,
want it to be like sort of like a TV show in a way. Like we're gonna get these recorded Friday, or if we need to sort out a different time, we can. But I want to like try and get them out at the same time every week, and be around 30 to 60 minutes. So that it's like just something people know when it comes out, and they can watch or I guess listen to it because it's mainly just audio. I don't know. I just don't want to call it a podcast for some reason.
Discord just kind of muted on me there, so I don't know what the hell you were saying there.
Oh yeah, my voice connection went weird. I was just saying that I don't really kind of call it a podcast because I want us to basically get these out at like the same time each week and be around 30 to 60 minutes. So it's almost like a show more than a podcast. Okay,
fair enough. People will probably think of it as a podcast. Well, we can probably have a title for this somewhere.
Yeah, I have to figure out a title before I upload this, or I guess at least before it goes live, I have to figure out a title.
Ramblings with... No, I was going to do kind of like Ramblings with Roosers, but that doesn't really work.
I don't know. We can figure it out. We should probably end this soon. So
that's a decent idea. We can get to the 2-hour mark, though, within like 10 seconds, though. That'd be nice.
It's fine. Do you have to say your outro? Do you have an outro ready?
Oh, fuck. No.
Sell out. Sell your shit out. What do you do, Lewis? Who are you?
My name is Lewis. I am a person that likes anime kinda sometimes on the down low. I don't anime shit really, but like it's alright sometimes. I like video games. I also like to indulge in shit. This is hard. Talking about myself is difficult. Fuck. Do I plug myself here? Do I? Oof.
You plug yourself. You give us your fucking biography. You plug yourself.
I have a Twitter.
What is it?
It's at the Aoitori after the
spell it.
At as in the at symbol. THEAOITORI. The Aoitori.
There you
go. So yeah, I mainly right now I've just been posting Final Fantasy 14 screenshots. And that's probably what I'm going to be posting forever and all time now. But
wow,
yeah.
What a loser.
Wow, rude. But yeah, I'm also Aoitori within the comments as well. So yeah, my secret identity has been revealed.
Was it really all that secret to begin with?
Some people probably didn't know me. Maybe.
Well, that's not really a secret identity so much as like you don't say anything.
I say some shit. Like, I do shit post whenever I can, really, and when the opportunity arises. But, if I just do on random season preview, then where's the fun in that? Like, I gotta keep my rare shit posts. I gotta keep them rare. Gotta keep them rare and delicate.
Like a rare Pepe?
Soiled. Even rarer, even better. Yeah. Anyways, that's me.
Good outro. Good sellout, Lewis.
By the way, I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of Irish, so we got some multicultural shit going here.
I thought you were Finnish. You've been lying to me.
Well, if I were Finnish, we would have already been done.
I don't get it. European jokes.
Because Finnish. Because
it was a pun.
Finnish.
Okay, we're done here. You guys know who I'm. I don't need to sell out. We're fucking ending this. Goodbye.
See ya. Bye. Love you.